Did you know that scientists are using the rabies virus to study neural circuits in the lab? So most of us are probably familiar with rabies as this very dangerous virus that is spread by all mammals, including cats and dogs, and is almost 100% fatal anytime someone begins displaying symptoms of infection. So it turns out that the way that the virus naturally spreads to our brains when someone becomes infected makes it really useful for mapping out neural circuits. Basically, you begin with an infection at a nerve that is at the infection site where someone was bitten, and then the virus is actually able to cross the synapses between neurons to make its way up to the brain. And so that ability to cross a synapse is actually exactly why scientists are able to use it. So figuring out exactly which neurons are connected to each other is really difficult, especially because neurons are so densely packed within the brain. But if you infect a neuron with rabies and then you find another neuron has become infected, then you know for sure that those two cells must be connected in some way. Now, there's actually a few different ways of mapping neural circuits, but one of the really cool things about using a virus is that if a virus is inside a cell, it's going to continue making copies of itself. So unlike another method where, for example, if you inject a dye into a neuron, then that dye may spread, but you're limited by how much dye you injected. And so as it goes spreading, you get less and less of a signal because it's more spread out. But with a virus, it's always going to be making more copies of itself. So as it goes spreading throughout the network, you never get that diminishing of signal. So that's all I have for you guys today. Had you ever heard of this technique before? Tell us about it in the comments and we'll catch you next time.